Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another Instant Deck Tech. So as you know, Tuesday means it's Type 2 or Standard Tuesday, and while we don't really have official tournament decks for Rivals of Ixalan Standard yet, we have a sweet hypothetical as this is Green-White Ghalta, comes to us from Yuta Takahashi, who published it as part of the Hareruya Wayfinder deck series. So, super cool deck. I think this was my favorite of the list published this time around on Hareruya Wayfinders. So I figured, might as well show it off. Anyway, if you enjoy this deck and you want to see it made into videos, take a minute, click the like button, the subscribe button, leave a comment, anything you can do to support your deck, because whichever deck is most popular gets a shot at being made into videos next week. So Green-White Ghalta, built around Ghalta Primal Hunter, the old 12 mana 12/12. However, Ghalta gets cheaper, where X is a converted mana cost of the creatures we control. So if we have 10 power worth of creatures on the battlefield, Ghalta is a 2 mana 12/12 with trample. So that's kind of the idea of this deck, is to play really cheap creatures and things that work like creatures that can boost our power on the battlefield to make Ghalta cheaper so we can get it down potentially pretty early in the game. I think with our absolute best draws, we can probably Ghalta on turn 3, which is absolutely insane, but the nut draw is turn 3 Ghalta, and turn 3 Ghalta is a lot to deal with. Doesn't die to Fatal Push, cheaper than stuff like Cast Out if it's coming down for just 2 mana, so it's a really powerful card if we can get it down quickly enough without making our curve too clunky. So how do we go about making Ghalta into a 2 mana 12/12 on turn 3? Well, one of the tricks of the deck is vehicles. So vehicles work really, really well with the Ghalta Plan because they have high power. Heart of Kirin, 2 mana 4/4. Cultivator's Caravan is a 5/5. Sky Sovereign is a 6/5. So they're all very high power for their converted mana cost. Plus, to turn them into creatures, we need creatures on the battlefield, which means we're getting power from those creatures as well. So the vehicles are kind of our backup plan. Work basically like a green-white vehicle aggro deck that just happens to be able to play a 12/12 trample on turn 3 sometimes. Or maybe on turn 4 if things go badly. So the vehicles come down, give us these really big threats. They allow us to pump some of our other creatures and turn on some artifacts energies, and then help us cast our Ghalta really cheap. The rest of our creatures, starting at the 1 mana slot, Toolcraft Exemplar is key to this plan, because it's a 1-drop that has 3 power, so that's 3 mana off our Ghalta. We need a bunch of artifacts to turn it on, but that's where the vehicles come in. We got Heart of Kirin's, Cultivator's Caravan, Sky Sovereign, stuff like Scrapheap's Grounger even, so we should always have Toolcraft Exemplar as a 3-powered creature, which is a huge discount off of our Ghalta. Scrapheap's Grounger is a 3-power creature for 2 mana, also works well with our Toolcraft Exemplar, lets us go long. We have some black mana on the splash. We don't have any black cards, but we have some black mana, so we can keep getting back our Scrapheap's Grounger if it dies, giving us that recursive late game engine to keep crewing our vehicles, getting in damage. And then Glorybound Initiate, 4 power if we exert it, for just 2 mana, so that's another massive discount, plus it gives us a lifelinking big threat for the early game to get in even more damage, supports our aggro plan. We also have in the 3-drop slot, Ronas the Indomitable. Again, just massive for its converted mana cost. Sure, it might not always be a creature, but it's still counting as a creature as far as Ghalta is concerned. So it's a massive 5 mana off our Ghalta for just 3 mana. Plus, we have a lot of things in our deck that can turn it on. Our Heart of Kirin's turns it on. All of our vehicles turn it on. Our Glorybound Initiate can turn it on. And if we don't happen to have a creature that is making Ronas into a creature that can attack or block, we can always use Ronas to crew our vehicles, so we're getting some value there anyway, pumping our other creatures, giving them trample. Pride Sovereign, not big at first, but once we start making cats, it's insane. If we can exert it just 1 time, it's technically 6 power and toughness on the battlefield towards our Ghalta for our 3-drop, because we have a 4/4 Pride Sovereign, 2/1/1 cats. If it goes even further than that, it gets even crazier. After 2 exerts, Pride Sovereign and the cats all by itself let us cast our Ghalta for just 4 mana. And while 4 mana is not 2 mana, a 4 mana 12/12 trample is still very, very strong. rounding out our creature base, we have Renegade Rallier, which is kind of weird. I guess it's to keep getting back our Toolcraft exemplars and stuff like that. There's no real specific synergy for it. We don't have a ton of Revolt triggers, so it's kind of odd in the deck, but it does give us some value in the late game. And then Walking Ballista gives us a creature that kind of just scales as the game goes along, as well as some removal for early game creatures. So what we kind of have going on here, the nut draw that we were talking about, is if we can play a Toolcraft exemplar on turn 1, and a Heart of Kirin on turn 2, when we go to combat, our Toolcraft Exemplar will become 3 power, so that's 7 power. Not quite enough to play Ghalta, but then on turn 3, if we can play another Toolcraft Exemplar, that's going to give us 2 3-power Toolcraft Exemplars, so 6 power. Crew up the Heart of Kirin is another 4 power, that's 10 power. So if we cast our Toolcraft Exemplar on turn 3, we have 2 mana left over, just exactly enough to cast a turn 3 Ghalta Primal Hunger, the huge 12/12 on turn 3, and along with the Toolcraft Exemplars and the Heart of Kirin, should just let us close out the game on turn 4. So we might not always have that draw. Obviously, we need a very specific set of cards, but even just adding up our Scrap Heap Scroungers, our Ronas's, we do a really good job of getting Ghalta on the battlefield turn 3, turn 4, turn 5, pretty early in the game. And even if we're casting it on turn 5 or turn 6, a 12/12 with Trample is still going to be the biggest body on the battlefield. Mana base wise, we have a bunch of dual lands, also some basic lands. No sideboard for this one, since it's kind of a hypothetical deck, waiting to see what the format looks like. Anyway, that is green-white Ghalta, so if you're looking to cast a huge Elder Dinosaur on turn 3 as quickly as possible, I think this is the way to do it. It seems like the fastest, most consistent way to just slam a huge Ghalta. Plus, you got a strong backup plan of just being green-white vehicle aggro, which seems like it can pick up a lot of wins on its own. So, anyway, that's been our Instant Deck Tech for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.